In the lovely land of Homo sapien lives a society of neurons. The neurons work together to support their land by sending electrical impulses between one another to keep their Homo sapien alive and healthy. These neurons work by eating lots of potassium ions and expelling lots of sodium ions with the help of their handy-dandy sodium-potassium pump. These hard-working members of society like to keep their body charge at a resting membrane potential of -70 millivolts. To send a signal, a neuron will open its sodium gates, allowing sodium to rush in, and the impulse will be sent when the cell crosses the threshold of -50 millivolts. For the neuron, Mr. Presynaptic here, to send an electrical impulse to its neighbor, Mr. Postsynaptic, it must use its pet dog, a chemical called a neurotransmitter. When the impulse reaches the end of Mr. Presynaptic's limb, known as his axon terminal, calcium gates will open and calcium ions will move in to signal the dogs, held in specialized cages known as vesicles, to bind to the membrane. The vesicles open and the dogs begin their journey across the 20 nanometer synaptic cleft to pee on the fire hydrant, otherwise known as binding to the receptor. When an inhibitory neurotransmitter dog is used, it causes chlorine gates to open and chloride ions to rush in to Mr. Postsynaptic. This process is called hyperpolarization because the negative chloride ions make the resting membrane potential already established by the sodium-potassium pump even more negative. This means that the impulse will not be sent along the second neuron. Two very important, closely related breeds of dogs in the society of neuron used to inhibit pain in Homo sapien are endorphins and enkephalins. The green endorphin neurotransmitters are likely bred in and like to hang out in the hypothalamus and pituitary. The blue enkephalin neurotransmitters play a very important role in braintopia of Homo sapien. When the dogs are released, they are thought to be involved in the sense of euphoria felt during and due to Homo sapien engaging in exercise, eating chocolate, kissing, etc. These neurotransmitters can influence perception. They can also play a role in memory formation and mood. Enkephalins are inhibitory opioid pentapeptide neurotransmitters which work to suppress pain. This is why they are so important to the hard-working society of neurons of Homo sapien.